This intermediation, it occurs when products or services producers cut out intermediaries and they go directly to the final buyer, or when radically new types of channel intermediaries displace traditional ones. So here, anyone knows this Black & Decker?
Yes.
You know, many people, they go to the shop that sell Black & Decker. But now, Black & Decker, they don't like distributors anymore. They can do it online. And then people, they want to buy an iron, they want to buy a new, home appliance, they can just buy it online. So this intermediation is companies, they started now, don't want to have any agents or distributors or wholesalers. Just want to reach directly to the customer. Okay? Is this good or bad? You know, sometimes it can be good. But many times you need to get the help of these intermediaries. So how do we design our channels? We need to analyze our customer needs. We need to set channel objectives. We want to identify major channel alternatives, and then we evaluate. Okay, it's not very easy to look into all decisions of channels. Let's look at some of the comments here. Targeting levels of customer service. You want to know what segments to serve, best channels to use, and you want to minimize the cost of meeting customer service requirements, right? So these are like your general objectives, right? You want to get customers, you have the service, you segment it well, you reach them, and you have minimum cost. Next, you want to identify major alternatives. What are the type of intermediaries you want to use? The number of marketing intermediaries. Responsibilities of channel members. Do you guys remember when we talked about the, battery? The 6-month battery? If you want to distribute it, how many intermediaries do you want to have? Would you like to have it available in only certain shops or in all the shops?
Certain shops. All the shops.
Do you see? That's a decision. You know, some people say all the shops, some people say some of the shops. So you need to identify what are the options and which type, what level, what minimum. If all, is it all, including this, from the small grocery shop all the way, or you want to have a minimum? And what are the responsibilities? Is the responsibility is just storage? Do they have to keep a minimum number of inventory? Do you require them to sell a minimum number per month to keep an inventory? So those are important questions. Do you want to do intensive distribution like candy or toothpaste? Or maybe you want to do exclusive? So that's like luxury automobiles and prestigious clothing. You want to do it only in exclusive. Or maybe you want to do it selective, just like TVs and home appliances. See if you think about TV. If you want Sony, only in Al-Haydari and in some selected shops. LG is only available through places where they sell home appliances. But if you think about candy, it's like in every grocery shop they sell candy. Luxury automobiles also only available in exclusive distribution channels. And then you want to evaluate your major alternatives. Each alternative should be evaluated against economic criteria, control, and adaptive criteria. So if you have a lot of distributors, you want to check, is this distributor, are they economically doing good? Are they providing enough control over our brand? And are they good? Do they adapt? Do they adapt to our requirements? So we tell them right, they say okay. We tell them now left, they go okay. They market require more attention, they say okay. And then here it talks about designing international distribution channels. It says the channel system can vary from a country to a country and must be able to adapt channel strategies to the existing structure within each country. Do you guys see what you see on the picture here? Sometimes in some markets, this is how they sell personal care products. Okay, some other countries they sell personal care products in a different way. So you need to adapt and see what is the best strategy to sell personal care products in those markets, for example. Channel management decisions, you want to select channel members, manage channel members, motivate and evaluate. So let's see how we do that. What is exclusive distribution? That's when the seller allow only certain outlets to carry its products. So only you sell your products only in those places. Okay. Exclusive dealing is when the seller requires that the seller not to handle any competitor products. So if let's say Sony, they tell Al-Haydari, you cannot sell other than Sony. Okay. Exclusive territorial agreements where the producer or seller limit territory, where they give you, okay, Al-Haydari, you can sell only in this geographical location. You have license to sell, but outside don't sell. Tying agreement, where the arrangement where the dealer must make most or all of the line. So when Sony tell Al-Haydari, hey look, you want to sell Sony? If you say yes, you have to sell everything Sony. From the PlayStation, to the cameras, to the TVs, all the way to the mobile phones and laptops. And you have to make them all available. Do you see? So that's what we call a tying agreement. Are you guys okay with these? Yeah, territory within a location, within a country or within a region. Marketing logistics is the physical distribution, and it involves planning, implementing, and controlling the physical flow of goods, services, and related information from point of origin to points of consumption, and that's to meet consumer requirements at a profit. You guys are okay with this logistics? It's the idea of how you make sure your products are available to everyone. You always want to have distribution logistics. Some company maybe that actually do the carrying. Sometimes you don't have the ability to carry it yourself. Rather, you just outsource it to a company that will do the physical distribution on your behalf. And then later we have here the idea of supply chain management. Do you guys know what we mean by supplier? Yeah, the people who provide you with the raw material maybe. And that's what we call inbound logistics. So you need to get the stuff over here. And then inside your company, you process and then you generate outbound logistics. So that's when you need to send it to your retailer who are going to send it to their customers or sell to the customers. And then we have the idea of reverse logistics. If there is any return, if there is any material damage need to be fixed, or anything that is going to be recycled to go back to the suppliers. So that's what we call reverse logistics. Are you guys okay with this? Okay. Supply chain management is the process of managing upstream and downstream value added flow of material, final goods, related information among suppliers, the company, the sellers, and the final consumers. So what is supply chain management? How we make sure all of this, from raw material to information to money, flow between the different channel members, between the producers to the marketers, to the retailers, to the sellers, to the resellers, to the customers.
As we said, the procurement and
it's procurement management is, they are interested in the supply chain, right? They do the actual purchasing, right? These are like logistics functions here. We've got warehouses. Do you guys know what's a warehouse?
yes.
What is the biggest warehouse you have ever seen here in Sana'a? WFP. They have a huge warehouse. Any other warehouse huge?
This economic military.
Yeah, the ECO. Yemen Economic Corporation. They have a huge warehouse. So warehouses are important because anyone have seen, let's say, those warehouses where you keep the inventory. Do you see? And then once you have a warehouse, you need to have very good transportation companies to fill the transportation to the warehouse, from the warehouse to the retailers, from the... You need to have good inventory management. You know what's an inventory management?
Yes.
Idea of how you manage your inventory. You need to have a counting system. You know how many you have in the inventory. You see, you need to have a database so you can know, from this item I have this number, from this item I have this number, from this item I have that number.
Annually.
And you may have logistics information management. How can you manage these databases? Sometimes your information will be linked by the suppliers, by vendors, by clients. Maybe if someone wants to look up your inventory, can they look it up from other way, from other places, from other countries, from other companies? So how many you have in your warehouse, what type of products, where to locate the warehouse, warehouses itself, the warehouse itself, the building, what's in it, what's not in it, and the distribution centers. Sometimes you may have a distribution center where it's only for redistribution. They don't do any... yes?
Here we mean by a warehouse for the supplier himself or for the reseller?
For anyone. Remember, if I'm Pepsi, I need to do warehouses for my Pepsi. You see? If I'm Al Marai, I need to have warehouses for my Al Marai. Now it goes through distribution channel. Maybe I will use a warehouse for some sort of let's say a supermarket warehouse, or let's say a distributor warehouse. The idea of warehousing in general.
Exhibitions, can you say that they are the warehouse and the center distribution and everything in just one place?
Yeah, if you go to Toyota, maybe you go here in Sana'a, you see their warehouse. They have a lot of where they keep their inventory, right? And then you go to their showrooms, and inside the showroom you will see maybe 3 or 4. You see, but you have a warehouse where you keep your, the new ones, the new arrivals. Inventory management is when you look into just-in-time management system. Anyone have heard of just-in-time systems? See, maybe Toyota now, they don't want to keep a big inventory. They want to have an inventory that is enough.
Just in time.
You see, they call this the just-in-time, where you always keep. Let's say if you will make a party tomorrow, then you will buy the stuff you need for the party tomorrow today. So tomorrow you use it, and it arrives today just in time, or maybe tomorrow morning, just in time. Okay. Some people say no. If you have a party every day, then buy for the whole month now. Some people say no, buy for the whole 2 months now. Now if I buy for the 3 months now, that's not just in time, because the inventory arrive and wait for 3 months until it's used. But a just in time inventory, it will means you bring in every day just enough for that day, or maybe for 1 week. You try to make it in a very short, the shorter the better. You see, the idea of just-in-time systems is that you want to keep your inventory very low, because inventory, if you keep a high inventory, that's a lot of money stuck into the inventory, right? If I buy my inventory for the next 3 months, then I have to have a lot of money to buy the stuff today so that it stays for 3 months. RFID, do anyone know what is the RFID? Radio frequency identification, knowing exactly product location. The FID is some sort of a small piece in your clothes maybe, and you want to have bought the clothes, and then there's a small piece of paper, inside your jacket, and then if you don't pay for it, by the time you leave, it will ring. Yeah, sometimes you pay for it, you go to another store that uses the same RFID, and then it may also ring there again, and then you need to tell them, hey, look. So that's another way to keep an inventory, because they have this machine, they walk inside your inventory room, and it will count how many items you have of each item. Do you see? So it will give you a report. This is the inventory you have inside the store. Do you see? Or let's say that there's a piece missing, Yeah, this looks like a gun, and then you point it. You know it's in that direction, the piece that you're looking for. And also smart shelves. Anyone have heard of the small shelves? Place orders automatically. Remember, if you go to this special hotel, 5-star hotel. They have 500 rooms. Every room have a refrigerator. Every refrigerator, they have 2 Pepsis, 3 7-Ups, 2 cookies, 2 chocolate candies, 3 drinks, 2 I don't know what. How do they keep an inventory of all of this? It's a huge inventory. It's like 500 rooms. Every room has a small, you see, and every day they have to check what customer ordered. So they have those refrigerators which has a smart shelf. Basically, there is you have to flip it to get the Coke. And once you flip it, the order is sent.
Yeah, sure.
And once you return it back, another Coke will slide in. And then you turn it again, you take it, 2. Slide it back, another one come in. But as soon as it clicks, it will immediately, record. So that smart shelf, they make the order automatically. Do you see? So that's inventory management. All right.